welcome back. This is Sierra. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about zero waste dish detergent. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned until after the intro. Okay, so some of you guys have been around for a while, and actually some of you guys have probably been around since I started this channel. My original reasons for starting this channel was zero waste. Now, since I've lived in Japan, zero waste hasn't really been my #1 priority. Zero waste is really important to me, but living in Japan, from what I've discovered, is just pretty much not eco-friendly. Well, it's not that they're not eco-friendly, but they're not waste-free friendly, and so I'm still kind of in the process of figuring out how to be zero waste in Japan and doing the best I can. And so I'm going to do another video about that at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but if and when I get that done, I'm going to link it up here in the card so that you can see it. So yeah, no promises on the timing, but I'll do it as soon as I get time to sit down and really think about what I want to say, because it's kind of a complicated topic for me. All right. Anyways, without further ado, let's talk about dish detergent. So when I say zero waste dish detergent, I mean dish detergent for like your dishwasher. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to quickly kind of tell you my story and all the things that I have tried in the past that worked and whether they didn't work for me. And then after that, I'm going to talk about what I use now where I'm living in Japan. A lot of these things kind of depend on your water and what works for you. So here's what I've tried and what works for me. So when I first tried doing zero waste, I still had a lot of dish detergent left, and so I just kind of used up all those tabs. One of the things that I've kind of learned over the years through getting interested in being eco-friendly and zero waste is that a lot of these things that we buy in like Finish or Cascade have a lot of really strong chemicals in them that not only are bad for us if they don't get all the way rinsed off the dishes, or if your 3-year-old picks up a pod and puts it in their mouth, that's no good news. Same thing with the powder and the liquids. It can be poisonous, but also if your water isn't filtered right, or if there's some kind of leak in the piping anywhere in the water treatment plant, those chemicals can get into the environment and then hurt fish and other animals and even damage our water source, which is not a good thing. So anyway, that's one reason that I'm really interested in trying natural products. So the first thing I tried was the Castile lemon and baking soda. It doesn't have to actually be Castile soap. It can be whatever soap you want. What you do is you take a tablespoon of baking soda, throw it in the bottom of your dishwasher, and then throw the spoon, with all the other dirty spoons. And then you take about a drop of soap. I think when I first saw it online, it said just Dawn dish soap, but you can use any dish soap that you want. A drop in there, and then if you want, you can add a couple of drops of essential oil in with the dish soap, close it, and then run your dishwasher. At first, this did work for me, but after a while, I realized that my dishes were kind of grimy. After being used over and over again. I don't know if it's something building up in the dishwasher or if it was my water, but that didn't really work for me. Second thing I tried was I tried a homemade, I think the ingredients were like Castile soap, a whole lemon, and either baking soda or washing soda. I'll see if I can find it, and then I'll kind of write the ingredients along the bottom here so you guys will know what those are. Basically what you do is you blend a whole lemon, like including like the rind and everything, in your food processor, and then you add the other ingredients, and I think that you cook it for a little while. Not really 100% positive on that, but anyway, whatever. That's what's in it, and then you use it, again, just like a tablespoon in your little dish department like you normally would. And to be honest, that method never worked for me. And it made me really sad. So I was really hoping that I could just use something really natural like lemon juice, but I guess there wasn't really enough citric acid in it to get it to work properly, and so it didn't. Third thing I tried was I tried making a DIY dish powder, which does seem to work pretty well, although again, it really kind of depends on your water. It's 1 part baking soda, 1 part borax, and essential oil drops, and then you kind of mix it around and it ends up being kind of like a regular dish powder, and then depending on your water, you use 1 to 2 tablespoons in your dish department. I always just use 1. It did work really well for me, but then when we moved to Japan, I started using that in my new dishwasher, and I think it's something to do with the water, because now I end up having this like weird film on a lot of my dishes, and it just doesn't get it all cleaned off, and I don't know what the problem is. So I'll make sure I put the ratios in the bottom so you can try that and see if that works for you. While living here, it doesn't seem to work for me. Alright, and then that brings us to one of the 2 different things I've been using in my house since we've moved to Japan, is this recipe, which is a homemade dish detergent. I think it was called Mom's Dishwasher Sauce. I just found it on Pinterest, so I had to try it out. I think it is washing soda, baking soda, Castile soap, and thyme. I don't really remember. Anyway, so I think you make it, you put all the stuff into your jar, slowly shake it up, and then you let it sit upside down for an hour or so until it turns kind of like into a weird gel, and then you whip it in your food processor, put it in the Vitamix, and then I put it in here, and then it looks pretty much like this after it's whipped. If you don't whip it, it'll turn into a brick and apparently break your jar. I didn't have that happen, but if you don't whip it, it could be bad. But anyways, this is what it looks like, okay? And it kind of, as you can tell, it just kind of like sort of looks like cottage cheese or something weird, or maybe, I don't know, cottage cheese, but it does not smell like ricotta cheese. I didn't put any essential oil in it or anything, but I figure you probably could add essential oils if you wanted to. Anyway, the way this works is you're supposed to use 1 tablespoon for a standard machine, and then 2 teaspoons or 1 teaspoon if you have really soft water. I think that we have hard water here just based on the amount of yuck that's on my dishes. But again, when I first started using this, it was working really well for me at first, and then after about 5 or 6 washes, I ended up again having this really weird, it wasn't really a film, but it was like chalky dust left on my dishes. And now in the recipe I did say to use a commercial rinse aid, which is something I don't like to buy or use. I just usually put vinegar in it, and so I think if you used a commercial rinse aid it would still work, but then you'd have to buy the commercial rinse aid in a plastic bottle, and that's something I'm not cool with because a lot of those commercial rinse aids like Finish, Dry, and all the other companies that make them, they are usually owned by brands that test in animals, and so technically you're, without knowing it, you're kind of supporting animal testing, which, as you guys know, being vegan, not cool with. Right now, as you can tell, I'm kind of using this every once in a while in my dishwasher, about once every second wash, just to kind of use it up because I don't want to dump it out. And it does work because just after a while it builds up in your dishes. The new product I've been using, I'm still not 150% sold on it, but I think 98% sold on it so far, but I've only used it about 2 weeks in my house, and so I can't really tell you exactly like my final product on it, but I did take a video. But the product I'm talking about is this product, and it is called Drops. As you can tell, Drops is a mail order service, and so what you have to do is you do have to subscribe, and then, well, actually, I don't think you have to subscribe. You can either make one-time order or you can subscribe, but you do save a little bit of money when you subscribe. And Drops is a company that makes both dishwasher pods and also laundry pods, and so it really kind of depends whether or not you run your dishwasher while it's full. I never run my dishwasher when it's not completely full. They also make laundry pods, which I haven't tried yet, but I do want to try. And so once I get a chance to try those out, I'll let you guys know what I think about that. And maybe if you guys are interested, I'll let you guys know what laundry detergent recipes I've tried and whether or not they worked for me down in the comments. Oh, this video is not spawned, by the way. However, Drops, if you're watching, if you're interested in spawning one of my videos, I'm totally cool with that, and I'll talk about whether or not I like your products officially, and you guys can pay me for it and give me free detergent. So go ahead and let me know if you're a Drops representative in the comments. I would love to work with you. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. As I said, Drops is a subscription service, and they can get them delivered as often as you want to, and they have 3 different sizes. I ordered the family pack, which is, I think, 7 to 10 loads a week, something like that, but they also offer an individual pack and like a couple pack. If you're a military family like me, you can get them shipped at APO, and so even in Japan, these are working really well for me. I don't know if they would actually just ship them to Japan. You can probably email the company and they'll be able to tell you whether or not that they ship to Japan. Anyway, I'm going to open these up really quickly and tell you what they look like. They are considered a waste-free company, and they're also vegan, which is really exciting. Anyway, here's what it looks like. I'm going to try not to make a massive mess, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyways, you open the box like this, and it is completely plastic-free, and you open it up. Ooh. Nope, not happening. Alright, as you can see, it is not very easy to get into because it's supposed to be child safe, and honestly, it's also Sierra safe. And so I'm going to try to open it on camera. I might have to, like, kind of set it down to open it myself. But anyways, the way that it opens is it has, like, a really stupid, well, that's what you call it, or clever tab that, like, goes in, and then inside it goes down, and so if your kids try to get into it, you know, but it makes it harder. And anyway, so when you open the box, it looks like this. There we go. And it actually comes, again, I said this is the family size. I just figured because it was cheaper, I could order the family size and then just have it subscribed left often. And it comes like this, and I guess this is supposed to be 4 packages worth. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of pods in here. I think it's 180 pods, and they just come like this. And then what you do is you just take it out, put it in your dishwasher, and run it to a regular cycle. I did do a couple of test runs on these. I actually took a video of one. I made the mistake of leaving Indian food in a container for about 2 days on our counter, and it was really nasty. And so I figured that would be like the perfect test to see whether or not this product worked. And so I'm gonna insert that footage right here. So as you guys can see, it did remove all of the leftover Indian curry from the glass bowl. I was pretty sure I was gonna have to get in there and like really scrub it off, but it took all of it off, and I've used them about, I'd say about 8 times now, and they do make my dishes clean and sparkly every single time. So far, I think these are probably going to be the product that I keep using in my zero waste dishwasher while I'm living in Japan. And then when my water changes, if and when we move back to the States or wherever we move or station next, I'll probably end up using one of my original recipes before, just because I prefer to make it rather than buy it. But as of right now, I just don't really know what to do for dishwasher products. So if you guys have any more ideas, go ahead and let me know in the comments. As I mentioned before, Drops is a subscription service, and so you do have to sign up online. You can't just go out and buy it in any store. But I guess not having it in the store also allows them to keep their prices down. Anyways, and so a friend of mine actually gave me a referral code to use for my first order, and so I'm going to drop that referral code down in the bottom. So if you guys want to give them a try, you can use the referral code and you can get 20% off of your purchase. Actually, the reason I ended up getting the family pack is because I wanted to get 20% off and I wanted to get the most for my 20% or whatever. And so I ordered the family pack, and then I think later I'm just going to downsize to the next size when it's time to renew, if I decide to do that. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button so you get notification every single time I post something new and exciting. And if you guys want to see more of my zero waste and DIY videos, please let me know, because I kind of miss making them. You know what I mean? I think the last one I made was our zero waste dog about a year ago. Anyways, I look forward to your feedback, and I can't wait to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye! Zero waste dishwasher. Ooh. Let's try that again.